is completely different from Modern. Hex has a full buy, sell, trade, secondary market, and trading. So yeah, you can lend cards to your friends in Hex. This hand is a great example of how Hex uses the digital design space to reduce variance. I get to snap off this one resource hand here because this Sapphire Ice has a mechanic called Fate Weave on it. And what Fate Weave does is it lets us stack our deck, essentially, the next card that we're going to draw. So Fate Weave lets us choose resource or non-resource, and our next card is guaranteed to be that type of card. So I'm going to play the Sapphire Ice out, and I'm going to guarantee our next draw is a resource here. Just gonna ban you. Get out of here. If you aren't intelligent enough to understand the difference between Blood Moon and Modern and Blood Moon and Legacy, I don't need you in the stream. If everyone's just here for the magic, thank you. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of Modern. And just, you know, like I said, the interesting games of Modern, like when we were playing against the blue-white control deck, or when we were playing against the other interactive decks, is like those games are a lot of fun, and I really enjoy those games of Magic, but they're not particularly interesting. Or, I mean, for the cost of what, and the mana traders is so ridiculously expensive. All right, so change course. Let's look at the top 3 cards of our deck. I put one in our hand, the other 2 in our discard pile. So I'm gonna grab this Heart's Whisper here, and then you can see here my Fate Weave resource found another Fate Weave resource, found another Fate Weave resource. So I've gone from like keeping a 1 resource hand to like guaranteeing my first 4 resource drops, which is just like awesome. So the range of keepable hands that I get to play are interesting. I mean, Eldrazi Tron's just like this really powerful aggressive deck, right? Like, I enjoyed our match against it. Like, our removal spells were meaningful and stuff like that. Our opponent ripped a good aggressive threat at the end, but like, that's how all aggressive decks go, right? Like, sometimes they rip their aggressive threat off the end at the top at the end of the day, and like whatever, no big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and seek adventure with this Heart's Whisper. So one of our 2 cards is guaranteed to be a non-resource. Put a resource on top of my deck here again. Again, just like chaining through all these ice. Opponent is playing Dreaming Fox, so maybe something more controlling. I mean, so people again often like to make the statement that Blood Moon only punishes greedy mana bases, and it doesn't. If you've never played a deck that's gotten Blood Mooned out of the game that only plays 2 colors, like you haven't played enough Modern, because like you can and will get Blood Mooned out of the game playing 2 color decks in Modern. Like that's just how the format is. Oh, regarding Hex and Fate Weave. No, I don't think that's true either. The Fate Weave resources just allow your resource base to be more consistent and increase the range of keepable hands that you have even more. Hey, morning, Jet. The deck was okay. We lost to 2 Blood Moon decks. And we lost a really close game 3 out of Eldrazi Tron when they ripped a Reality Smasher to kill us. All right, do I want another Crowbones here? Probably not, right? This Crowbones can get back this other Crowbones here, which is our socket of cards. This change course is going to bin this Crowbone, so I'm just going to take this Arcane Focus, actually. Sweet, we had our 6th resource anyways here. I'm gonna start with this Arcane Focus, see what we find, look at our top 2 and take 1. Seeker's pretty good. I mean, we have plenty of answers. We had plenty of answers to Blood Moon. It's just like, sometimes you don't draw them. There's not powerful or good card selection in Modern either, so like, you don't have the option to just like So what I just did here is each player, you can see we have different portraits here, and these aren't just cosmetic. So the portraits are what's called a champion power. And what the champion power does is it gives you something to do when you're drawing too many resources. So for 3 charges, my champion power lets me draw a card and discard a card, and my opponent's champion power for 7 charges lets them create a card that draws them 2 cards. Not really sure what our opponent's doing. They kind of bricked on resources and died. Gonna bring in these Tribunal Magistrates over these Blight Knights. Tribunal Magistrate, my opponent's likely playing a controlling deck, and that's again one of the interesting things about Hex when you're playing an interactive deck, is that I kind of gauge what my opponent's doing based on their champion. So even though we didn't get information on all the cards that they played, I can kind of guess what they might be doing based on the champion that they're playing. All right, what are we doing here? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna bring in the Magistrates and cut the Blight Knights. It's fine. It's like not super exciting, but fine. I know my opponent's likely playing a controlling deck, so it's probably fine to keep this lower hand. I mean, like, for less than the cost of 1 month of Mana Trader rental, you can, like, have a deck that you can, like, climb to the highest rank in Cosmic and Hex. Yeah, the boat board is sweet. 10 out of 10. Tribunal Magistrate's a good draw. Wonder if he's playing some variation on Turbo PA, possibly too. Tribunal Magistrate also good against Turbo PA. So Tribunal Magistrate uses a sweet digital mechanic. It's a 0/5 that says whenever an opponent plays a non-resource card, they get 2 spider eggs in their deck. And when my opponent draws this card, they get to draw another card off their deck, but we get a 1/1 unblockable spider. So basically, it, like, fills our opponent's deck up with ticking time bombs. Eventually pop out and generate value for us. Play this Magistrate out. So the champion power lets me draw a card and discard a card in this deck, but because my deck has things like Mordrom's Gift, which let me, what's the card? Return troops from my discard pile to play. I kind of have a Reanimator sub-theme in this deck too. I want to wait until I'm more likely, until I need something explicitly, or until I have a troop in my hand that I want to discard to activate my champion power, because my champion power kind of enables putting things in my discard pile. We just started spoiler season for Hex, so the next set will likely be coming out sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to play the Sorcerous Sculpting card, creates a copy of my troop here. So again, Tribunal Magistrate is good against control decks, so I wouldn't mind having another one here. And it also gives it the socketed power of this card, which says it creates a random action for me that I meet the threshold requirements to play. So created an Arachnophobia, which is actually a pretty good action to make. Makes my opponent discard 2 cards. Sets 3 and 4, which are Armies of Myth and Primal Dawn, will be rotating out with the next set. I wonder if my opponent's playing like traditional Sapphire Diamond control, and they might have like Dark Hearts in their deck. Dark Heart would be kind of annoying. Or the Tribunal Magistrate of their own, sure. You saw these guys light up when my opponent played that. I'm gonna go ahead and do I want to Runebind that? I don't know that I do, actually. I'm just gonna Arachnophobia, then make them discard 2 cards. The decklist tool does not support Hex currently. So I'm gonna Fate Weave a non-resource to the top of my deck here and pass the turn. Their cards are formatted with multiplayer in mind. There's not currently multiplayer in the game, and I doubt it will be anytime soon. I think Liliana was fine. She just, like, gives us another way to generate advantage with life from the loam. You see my opponent hit a spider there. Oh, in addition to putting spiders in my opponent's deck, this card gives my spiders +1 power for every venom I control, and both of these are venom, and both of these give power up. So my normal 1/1s here are what's it called? Have 5 power. I know. That's why I said I wouldn't expect it anytime soon. All right, and another spider. I'm gonna loot here first. See what we get. Crowbones. Okay. I'm gonna bin this resource. Play this. Put a non-resource on top of my deck. Thank you for 5. Again, every time my opponent plays a card, they're gonna get some eggs in their deck. Oh yeah, these are my eggs. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. You can see my opponent has 54 cards in their deck because they keep piling eggs up in there. They're up to 57 cards in their deck now. Yeah, this is fine. Got some more eggs here. Yeah, this is fine to resolve. I just want to hold this Runebind in case they have anything. Yep, I just did my magistrates. Spooky spiders. Spooky spiders. All right, let's queue back into the next one here. And the constructed ladder on Hex is completely free to play too. So like when you recommend a budget deck to someone in Hex, they're not just gonna like go spew a bunch of money on leagues like you do on Magic Online, which is nice. Make you bring Blight Knights back in? Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Blight Knight like applies okay pressure, but like the fact that it can't attack through Thunderfields here kind of makes it medium minus. You ever gave Bant Spirit try? I've not. It's a deck list I wouldn't mind kicking the tires on. One last question. I heard you saying in order to play those big weekly tournaments, actually you'd be very high in ranking, right? No. So the Hex has 2 $1,000 cash tournaments every single weekend. The Saturday tournament has a $7 entry fee. You just need a legal standard deck and pay the $7 in in-game currency. And the Sunday tournament, you don't even need a deck for. It's $15 in in-game currency, but it comes with 6 booster packs to play the sealed deck. Now, every 2 months, Hex has a $5,000 cash tournament that is invite only. So you'll see here at the bottom, I'm currently ranked 16 on the constructed ladder. At the end of every 2-month ladder season, the top 64 players on the constructed ladder and the limited ladder get invited to this 128 player max $5,000 invite tournament. This is something, the core of this deck came out of Yassi's brain. Yassi has some sweet, interesting decks that they like to play. This hand has 1 resource. Unfortunately, it's not an ice, and it's not a sapphire to play these arcane focuses, so we can't keep this. Redraw here. Yeah, sounds fine. His cards could be literally anything, right? Winter Moon, so probably a more controlling deck. Similar to not similar to last opponent, but controlling deck like our last opponent was playing a controlling deck. So probably going to want our Tribunal Magistrates again. It's possible I just want the Magistrates in the main. Crowbones gets back any socketed card, so it can get back Sculpting or it can get back Mordrom's Gift. I already have a Seeker, so I guess I'll get the Sorcerous Sculpting. Nephilim Army, if you're in here, they posted that they're going to be announcing the CCS date on Friday. I'm going to play this Blight Knight out if my opponent doesn't have a troop to play out. This is kind of like a hate bear of sorts, or a hate 3-1. It's whenever an opposing troop gets created, it gets -1/-1 permanently. It's pretty good. Okay, so opponent is playing a full-on control deck. What's the infinite combo? Okay, so the infinite combo in this deck is super convoluted. So you Coralcove Witch your Sorcerous Sculpting twice, and then you play Crowbones and return Sorcerous Sculpting to your hand. Please give me a resource. God bless. I'm gonna go ahead and hit my champion power here too, since I already have a Seeker in my hand. Yeah, I agree that they need to be a little bit more on the ball announcing what that date is going to be ahead of time. It will likely be the second or third weekend of November. Those are, I think it's only ever been on the second or third weekend. Usually it's the second, but sometimes it's been the third. Depending on like what the set release date is for set 8, I could see them pushing it back to the third week, but they haven't said anything official on it. I know I personally wouldn't mind them pushing it back if it meant we got to play with the new set cards in it. Hey, look, the Coralcove Witch. Alright, so I really don't want to offer this trade here. Again, this card's kind of medium in this matchup for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and pass back. Coralcove Witch is a quick troop. And again, I love the templating on Hex. So like, basic actions can only be played on my turn when I have priority. But quick cards, they can be played whenever I have priority, including quick troop. So this card I'll be able to play on my opponent's turn if they attack, or at their end of turn if they don't attack. And they have a deny or something like that here. Give a card in my hand, -2 cost, minus cost to Sorcerous Sculpting. Got our clock on the table here. Start nugging them for 2. Gonna play this change course out. The illusion of choice. Alright, I'm gonna grab a Blood Ice here. Okay, we have a non-resource at the top. I favored a non-resource at the top, but I think I still just want to change course here and just like get 3 more cards in my deck. Would love another Coralcove Witch to make the Sorcerous Sculpting free. And if we had a Crowbones, we could theoretically combo them. I binged 2 Runebind, which is a little bit medium. Binning those Runebinds means that I'll have less ways to fight over their interrupts when I do try and combo. They have a Windsinger here will get kind of buried. Back for 4 here. You want something to drink? You need something to drink? Okay, I'm gonna get you something to drink. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab Declan something to drink really quick. Important thinking about countering this? Wow. Main deck Verdict the Ancient Kings. That's aggressive. Sorcerous Sculpting a Witch. Need more 2/4s. All the 2/4s. Oh no! All my Coralcove Witches are gone. Oh no! Hit the loot button here since we had a resource that we don't need. Mordrom's Gift. Do we have anything in here? I put a seeker in here earlier. I did put a seeker in there earlier. Okay. Probably gonna wait on this Mordrom's Gift till we can cast this Refute since they made that for us. Pippin Hustler. This card's a 3/4 for 4. It's quick. When it comes into play, it's revert and transform an opposing card. You're probably gonna turn my Coralcove Witch into something worse. Sweet. I got an evasive troop. So deny. So this card interrupts a card. Normally it costs 3, so this green 1 means its cost has been reduced. It says when a troop enters play under your control, it gets -2 cost on turn. So by playing that Pippin out, they made their deny cheaper, so they will add both to the board this turn, which is good. If we had a non-slow shard next turn, we can slam this Mordrom's Gift with Refute and probably be in a pretty good spot. Alright, Sorcerous Sculpting. Hold on to that for now, I think. I crack in with this 2/3. I want to do this. Yeah, actually, I probably don't mind just having another flyer, right? They probably need to interrupt this. I guess I could have a Transmog or Into the Unknown here. Tilt. I mean, I guess I'm gonna get my Coralcove Witch back. It's interesting that they're not killing us with this. That's a fine draw. One of these in our main deck for a reason, because it's sweet. Probably 110% fighting over this card. Really want this card to resolve. Sweet. All right, that one resolved. So that means we're getting at least 2 eggs into their deck. Oh no! Oh no! I think if they transmog this, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and refute this. I think. Then if they want to play another card to keep this off the chain, yeah, that's fine. So there's 4 eggs in their deck. I think that's fine. Alright, they got 2 cards left. Wait, where did we get a halt from? Oh, they... from the end of the unknown? That's funny. Sorry, I was reading a message and I came back and I was like, oh wait, I have a counter spell. Alright, sure. It makes all... That's definitely what it needs. I agree, Jin. Someone should petition. God bless Cory Burkhart and his desire to play interactive games. Interactive TCG games. Sculpting's pretty good. We'll be able to sculpting this Eternal Seeker, hopefully. Rid of all the 4s here. I have a 5/5. Your move. And honestly, like, when people ask me why, like, I really enjoy Hex, Hex has such a good focus on, like, making sure their formats are, like, interesting and interactive. I really enjoy... We thought the Blight Knight wasn't going to do anything. They had a wildlife. Okay, that's funny. Alright, we drew a Shard. The Shard actually is a little bit awkward, because I'm going to Sorcerous Sculpting my Eternal Seeker this turn. So we can get rid of all these 4s that they created. Alright. Opponent doesn't want to play text with us. Alright. Weird. Alright, sure. Actually, I'm gonna... These Blight Knights have been a little bit medium. There's not a ton of turbo PA. Oh. Our match queued? Our match queued, alright. Dude. Don't pour those up. There you go. There's a bowl. I don't have a board selected. What a tilt. Sapphire Shard, Arcane Focus. How many resources are in this deck? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18, 22. Yeah, I'm going to keep this in the draw. You don't want those? You want cookies? No? Sweet. Right, and second resource means this should find us more resources. Wakuna Lookout signifies that our opponent's not playing the Diamond Ruby just mono Ardent deck. It signifies they're playing the Ardent Sockets deck with Altar of Belzans and stuff like that. Get your hand out of there. Not just sitting here digging your arm in the Cheerios. We're all out of cheats for now, dude. I know it's a tough nut to crack, but we're all out of cheats for now. Just gonna pass the turn here. No, so... Yeah, you're allowed. There's a small bug in the Hex. Yeah, the opponent conceded the match, and Hex has a small bug where if they concede right when going to reserving really quickly, it bumps you into the reserving screen again. So if you hit the concede, it backs you out of it. So our opponent scooped the match, and then... Right, well, we were hoping for... We're hoping to find an Eternal Seeker there, but we did not. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a resource here. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and Heart's Whisper. Again, looking for non-troops or non-resources. We found an Eternal Seeker, aces. So we're going to get to Mordrom's Gift that back in next turn. Probably been a Blight Knight here. So we get to turn 4 Seeker them. Hopefully that's not too slow. On the draw, this might actually be too slow. If our opponent has an Animus here, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Oh, they don't have a second Ruby. That's good for us. Animus will still be kind of annoying. I guess I have Sorcerous Sculpting plus Gift, though, so that's not too bad. We're on to 14 here. Just a Crusader. That's good for us. So, I get to go ahead. Now, the Runebind is great. Mordrom's Gift. The Eternal Seeker back into play here. Avoid all the twos. You're very loud and obnoxious, child. So they get rid of their altar and their MC. And then next turn we can Sorcerous Sculpting with Runebind up to get rid of another set of things if they don't have removal for our Eternal Seeker. If they do have removal for our Eternal Seeker, like a Martyr, I'm probably going to Runebind the Monument of the Martyr and hopefully draw a resource. We're at 14, so we're a little bit behind. If our opponent has removal plus some other aggressive elements, we could be in a little bit of trouble here. Spirit Bound Vicar, sure. I'll let them Fate Weave. So this means they probably don't have removal. I'm going to take a hit for 5 from this Ardent Crusader, but then next turn we get to Sorcerous Sculpting this and then get rid of their 3s. Is pretty good. Their Mordrom's Gift is excellent. The first Seeker wasn't good enough. How about the second Seeker? Created an Arachnophobia, sure. Second time we've got that one today. Alright, now we close in the air pretty quickly here. Sure, Riftfork Badger. Flight and Swift Strike, yep. That's an excellent draw. Loot. Discard this Eternal Seeker. Mordrom's Gift back my Eternal Seeker. Every day we seek in. This deck's really sweet. The core idea of what's going on here is kind of awesome. The decklist button only works for Magic. It pops up whatever Magic decklist we were playing last. These Blight Knights and the Tribunal Magistrate are pretty bad, and these Transmogrifades are excellent, so just like easy in, easy out here. Such just good deck building. just the most wonderful deck building. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I just clicked on it and it works. It works right now on Google Chrome. Working on the latest version of Google Chrome. So, something that I kind of think is cool about this deck, Marty, is Coralcove Witch enables us to play turn 5 Seekers. So this deck's like really good at playing Seeker ahead of the curve. Yeah. So basically the combo is just a bonus. The combo is kind of convoluted and difficult to pull off. But like Crowbones isn't a bad card in this deck. Like getting a Mordrom's Gift back or a Sorcerous Sculpting back in general is just like fine, right? It's like generating value. Like we'd be playing every card other than Crowbones in this deck anyways because they kind of work together well. So I think the opportunity cost of like adding 2 Crowbones to have something like kind of sweet and cute to do like that seems fine. I haven't played enough games to know if that's 100% true, but like I feel like I want Sculptings and I want Witches in this deck anyway, so like let's just play 2 Crowbones anyways. If you type exclamation point and then the card name in chat, it'll pull the card text up. Or feel free to ask. I think this hand is too slow. Got 2 Crowbones in it and an Eternal Seeker. It doesn't have a way to get the Eternal Seeker out ahead of time. So I'm going to mulligan this. This hand's fine. It doesn't have any interactive elements to it, but it's got a Fate Weave and an Arcane Focus. So hopefully we'll be able to find some. Fate Weave a non-resource to the top here. Mordrom's Gift is great. Next turn, we'll get to play this Well. We just see so many cards in this deck. Next turn, we get to play Well of Cunning plus Heart's Whisper for 2 cards. And then the following turn, we get another draw step plus this. So we get to see 5 cards here to try and find an Eternal Seeker to flip into play. They have a pretty aggressive start here in the play. If we had a Transmog or Runebind, I'd feel a lot better.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
1 brick.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
See if we can brick twice more.
Oh, the cheese. Oh, the cheese.
Ding, ding, ding. Hit not once, but twice. And the second one's not even a terrible draw because we're going to get to Coralcove Witch. They have Animus here. It's like kind of annoying because we take a pretty sizable hit. Yep, so we're going to take 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to take 12 here down to 7. The good news is this Eternal Seeker is going to void 4s, which gets rid of Animus and the Burning Banner. So we kind of stabilize. And by that I mean we're going to be dead to a... We're going to be dead to a removal spell, right? We do get to Seeker a million times, Burbo. You are not wrong. This deck is really good at playing a lot of Seekers. Get rid of all those. We get to play a Seeker again next turn off the Sorcerous Sculpting. Unless they have removal. If they have removal, we're going to be up a creek a little bit. Alright, we're gonna be in the same spot again. We're just gonna like Sorcerous Sculpting this and then like get rid of their 3s. We're going to 3 here, which is a little scary, but like their stuff doesn't have speed. Don't vandalize me. Don't vandalize me, God bless. Your 3s. We drew another Sorcerous Sculpting so we can Seeker again next turn. I am taking this Runebind because it can protect us from nonsense. Not attacking because, again, just don't want to be dead to removal. This is gonna make me 2 actions now? Is that how this works? Yes, that is exactly how that works. Alright. I'm gonna get rid of the 5s. Am I attacking here yet? I feel like I'm not attacking here yet. I probably should have gotten rid of this because this witch could eat that, right? Don't hit my keyboard.
Wash your hands.
Maybe with these Runebinds I could afford to wait, but I feel like I'm so far ahead if I just like don't die by mistake in this game. I feel like I'm just so far ahead. I don't want to die by accident. Like some weird combination of cards. Oh, you need a diaper child, huh? You need a poop poop. I think you need a poop poop. You're right. You're a tiny brat, you know that? Oh, I also found out, because people have been asking, the card with my likeness on it, which is what these sleeves are, will be released in set 8. Dude. Alright, I'm gonna attack with 1 of these now. I have 2 Runebinds. God, you're loud, child. Declan likes to hear himself scream, in case you were wondering. In case there was any doubt in anyone's mind. Declan enjoys hearing himself scream. Alright, so check this out. We're gonna block here. just so we don't want to take damage, obviously. And then I'm gonna Runebind this. And then we're gonna change course. You on a different show? Opponent wants none of that. They're just like, nope, we're done. We're done. Runebind is so good, yeah. This deck is gas, huh? This is like... Alright, Crowbones combo. I'm gonna change a diaper really quick and then we'll play another one. Oh, it's not you. I love you, little turkey. Dude, no one wants to hear you. Yeah, you a good kid? Hey, look at that, perfect timing. You want my chair? Huh. I think this hand's a mulligan. I think this hand's a mulligan. It just doesn't do a whole lot. Like, not exciting, but it's fine. Hi, tiny boy. I love you, tiny boy. Alright, there's Mordrom's gift, so we just need a seeker. I think Blight Knight's fine. The floor on it is like reasonably high. Hi, Declan. Man, we're making it look easy, D-Money. Making it look easy, D-Money. We're so good at this. Look how good we are at this. We're so good at Hex. We're so good at Hex. We're so good at Hex. Yeah, I think Blight Knight's actually really well positioned right now. I wonder if opponent just is still playing the sockets version, or if this is the Heart of Embers. No play out of them again is great for us. I'm gonna go ahead and hit my champion power since I already have the Seeker in my hand, then I wouldn't mind finding a 2 or 3 drop to play. Arcane Focus, that's fine. Coralcove Witch, is that the pickup? I guess, no, I have a witch in my hand already. I can change course with their end step, try and find more to do. Mom's working, dude. I actually wouldn't mind them, the Eternal Seeker here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pass the turn to my opponent. And I think I'm just gonna pass again here. If my opponent attacks in with this Wise Magistrate next turn, I can Coralcove Witch and ambush it inside of combat. You want a different show? You're gonna tell me I'm gonna turn off this episode of Power Rangers, and you're gonna tell me a different episode of Power Rangers that you want to watch? Yep, exactly what happened. Different episode of Power Rangers. Sure. I need something -2 cost. I think I'd rather give the Seeker minus cost so we can play that cheaper. Gobble gobble. I'm just gonna go ahead and witch my Whisper here and cast my Whisper. No, not anymore. Eternal was too expensive to keep up with. I wanted too much of my time or money to play the competitive constructed decks. Your limited was pretty good, but like limited never really holds my attention for very long in a card game, even when the format is good. I much prefer to like work on and brew deck ideas and constructed, and like the CCG model is just like miserable for people that only want to play constructed. Opponent played a Wise Magistrate and then did a whole bunch of nothing and died. Alright, again I'm just gonna cut these 4 hate cards and bring in 4 Transmogrifades. It might be that I want to split this difference main deck and board. Like maybe like board a Magistrate or like 2 Blight Knights and 2 Transmogrifades. Yeah, if you Google Jeff Hoagland Eternal Card Game Review, you'll find my blog. Find my blag. Yeah, it seemed like the opponent had kind of a mediocre hand. Look, just always have Gift Eternal Seeker in your top dozen cards. It's fine. He just changed him. They are playing the socket deck still. It's fine. Alright, I guess I'll take a Sorcerous Sculpting. Again, I'm just going to loot now because I wouldn't mind finding something to do this turn, which we did because I have the Seeker anyways. If I didn't already have the Seeker in my hand, I would not loot there. Just for reference. Oh, look, another 2-drop. It'd be really unfortunate for my opponent if I had something that got rid of all of their 2-drops. They do play Hereafter on occasion. Should I play around Hereafter? Should I play around Hereafter? I feel like I am more than equipped to play around here after, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna put a random non-resource on top of my deck, and next turn we'll gift with Runebind up. If I didn't already have the Runebind, I'd wait, but I think letting them draw a few extra cards is fine here. Is it bad? I haven't played their game in a long time. Just got bored. I put like 40 bucks into it and then played a bunch and then still couldn't build the best deck, so I was just like, yeah, I'm off it. So like the game itself could probably hold my interest, but like the CCG model just makes it like so prohibitively expensive. Okay, sure. Runebind my Eternal Seeker, so it is now a constant. The Ruby's favor will not be able to make me sacrifice an artifact. They do get to deal 3 damage to me instead, though.
How many pieces of diapers were in the box you opened?
2. There's one right here, and there's one upstairs.
Oh, you opened.
Yep.
This thing's still.
Alright, you weren't too attached to those 4s, were you, opponent? Just so brutal. Love me some Crowbones. Play this. A non-resource on top of my deck. Pass the turn here. This Coralcove Witch can even protect us from removal this turn. Yeah, the cheapest CCG is kind of like saying you're the cheapest, what's the word I'm looking for? You're cheaper than Magic the Gathering. Like, yeah, it's objectively true, but it's just like, eh. I mean, the game itself is very reasonable. Like, I enjoyed playing Eternal. Like, I just didn't talk about the card acquisition model in that post. Like, Eternal itself is fine. Like, judging the game, like, purely on the merits of its gameplay, like, I enjoyed Eternal quite a bit. Eternal is the type of card game, though, that I would be worried about the future of it if I was someone who was, like in terms of, like, Magic Arena being successful. Another one. Maybe I'll get someone that's has a little bit stronger draw. Oh no. Have we affected the metagame so much we're now playing a mirror match? Mom said no, you can't have the diapers. I'm sorry. Cry about it. I know your life is miserable and hard. I know, it's so tough.
I'm big.
I know. Being 2 is so rough. Oh, I know. I know. If you've never tried being 2, let me tell you, it's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock life. 4D. It's a hard knock life. Do 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 do. Drawing this like the skilled hexer that I am is actually really good. Unless the Eternal Seeker us this turn, then it's not so good. Please don't Seeker me. Please don't Seeker me. Please don't Seeker me. Please don't Seeker me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I know, Dad's upset too. He got Seekered. Something I explicitly asked you not to do, opponent. Why did you Seeker me? I said please don't, and then you did. What's the matter? You can't, no. The answer is no. Man, they sniffed out the Coralcove Witch. Professional. Pass with 4 resources up. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Make this Runebind free. Might come in handy. Loot. Seeker. Seeker. Tilt. I could do some redraws, right? 3 shots at the Seeker. Yeah, buddy. Hey, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Dude, you need to chill out. His attack is probably bad. Alright.
Baba.
Have another reanimate here.
Baba.
Wait, why do they have berry in their thing? We can technically go for the combo next turn, right? We go witch. No, I'm wrong, right? I'm wrong. They need to be able to make the sculpting cheaper. Because if I sculpting, I think I could make this cheaper than sculpting this, but then the sculpting's not in my hand to be made cheaper again. Oh, I should have made this cheaper though, right? Because if I draw another one, then I could, or I could like Runebind my witch. Yeah, I should have made that cheaper instead of doing that probably. It's fine. Wait, what? You can choose 0? Oh, you just can't choose negative numbers. That's a tilt. And if I'd have made this cheaper last turn, I'd have been able to go off this turn. Or next turn. Yeah, I shouldn't have made my gift cheaper. I should have made this, yeah. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna Runic Chrysalis this. And I'm gonna block the Eternal Seeker. And then Runebind my Merry Butterfly. And then if we hit a shard, we replay the witch. Block. I'm gonna Runebind the Merry Butterfly. Then if we hit a shard next turn, we get to make the Sorcerous Sculpting cheaper and then combo with Crowbones. Assuming they don't have any kind of interaction here. Which they might very well have interaction. Oh, I guess that was bad, right? I could have just blocked here. Yeah, that was a punt. Okay, and then I could have still had my Runebind up. Yeah, that was dumb. If we draw a shard, I probably could have won this game. This could have been a shard. That's a Seeker. There's a Runebind under there. So I do this. And then I do this. I just hope they don't flip this. Yeah, I messed up the sequencing on here a little bit. Could have not. Could have like tried for the combo with Runebind up there, which would have been really good. Cut these Blight Knights. Bring in these verdicts. Seems fine. Mordrom's Gift is stellar in this matchup. I'll try this. This to go. I mean, I don't think that's true. I think, no, they let me get to blockers, so I block their... So the previous turn, I should have blocked their 3/3 flyer, because that's all I needed to do to not die, and then I would have... My thing would have come back... My thing would have reverted. No, wait. I still would have needed to. Yeah, you're right. Maybe. I'm actually not sure. It's so convoluted. There's so many things. So the actual combo is super convoluted. You Coralcove Witch, Sorcerous Sculpting twice, and then you Sorcerous Sculpting your Crowbones. And then the new Crowbones get your free Sorcerous Sculpting back to your hand, which you then copy Crowbones with, and you make infinite Crowbones. Or an arbitrarily large number of Crowbones. In the market for Runebind, that's pretty good at fighting over pretty critical cards on certain turns. I'm gonna do this for a non-resource for now. No, I'm gonna guarantee the resource. Just in case they play something we need to interact with. Again, no reason to hit my champion power just yet. I don't need to play anything else this turn, so I might as well just wait, make the discard when I have slightly more information. Yep. I'm supposed to have brought in Transmog. Maybe. This card's pretty annoying. If I do this, I have to discard, which feels bad. This is like putting more eggs in my deck. Maybe I was just supposed to play the Witch, so that way I could threaten the turn 5 Seeker. That's probably what was supposed to have happened there. Just like end step Witch and then untap and Seeker. Message received, Nephilim. Yeah, 10 out of 10 shouldn't have played those focuses. Should have just played the Witch. No, I think my assessment that Transmog is pretty bad is correct. This Tribunal Magistrate wouldn't even be on the table if I'd have sequenced my turns correctly. I'm gonna play this out first, so I only get 2 eggs in my deck from it. Next turn I have to play Seeker with Runebind up. Mordrom's gifting back a Seeker. I'm gonna Runebind this. A little risky with their champion power. Not punished, sweet. Start by attacking with these. Again, these are like the little tricks you can do with Runebind. We're gonna Runebind this. And I'm gonna go ahead and Heart's Whisper and grab a resource here. Which flips my Seeker back into play here so I can choose 2 and get rid of their Mysterious Rune. Put a non-resource on top here. Get a Spider Egg. So, this is... So if I discard this Spider Egg, I get to keep all these other cards in my hand, but my opponent will get an extra Spider, so I don't think I want to do that. So what Mysterious Rune does is Mysterious Rune basically says this card goes into like this stasis state where it's this constant on the table until you have a resource enter your hand. So using the Fate Weave mechanic, you can kind of control how long your cards are in the rune. Alright, well, I guess we'll put this Seeker into play. Void their Seeker. Yeah, it's just like so subtly powerful. Like one of those things where you're just like, you don't think about it really at first, that you're like, oh man, this is actually just like great synergy. Seeker slap fight indeed. Yeah, because when it comes off of the rune, the card gets replayed. It goes on the chain. Your opponent can interrupt it or respond to it. Alright, sure. The Seeker slap fight continues. 6. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. There are 2 Seekers in their void and 2 Seekers in our void. What a silly game. That sets us up to combo next turn. They could also have interaction for us. Like if they have a Runebind, they could interact with our Crowbones. They haven't played any Runebinds yet? Really? Oh. They probably have interaction in their hand. They're also at 3, right? So like they have to beat this and they have to just like beat the actual Crowbones too. And they have to beat like our pile of Coralcove Witch is coming across the board at them. Conservative attack. I like it. Please play a Crowbones. Just tap out. I'm gonna do this first. We can find a Runebind. Perfect. Here's my Crowbones. I need 2 pieces of interaction here to not die. 3, right? Because I gotta beat the Eternal Seeker as well. Sure. Alright, do I want to change what we did at all? I feel like I don't. Is this a PA matchup? It's probably not a PA matchup, right? Doesn't feel like a PA matchup. I'm gonna cut 1 verdict and bring in 1 Tribunal Magistrate. The spiders seem okay. Hand seems fine. Change course gives this deck a lot of consistency. It's like really good at finding all the things you want to do every game. Probably don't want to Whisper next turn, because then we have to discard, which kind of sucks. No Magistrate's good for us. Oh, huh. That's interesting, Burgle. Yeah, you're right. I like that. It's a good small, like, little thing to point out, right? Like, the change course grabbing a resource. Runebind, one of their best forms of interaction, so change course getting a resource means that we're able to interrupt their interaction, essentially. Be having some connection issues. Welcome back, Nephilim. I'm gonna grab this Blood Ice for now. No, this deck's been a thing for a little while. No, we played against Yassian a day or two ago, but they've been playing it for a long time. Looking for like a Coralcove Witch at this point, just like something that can like, or a Tribunal Magistrate, something we can play out of our hand onto the board. So we can whisper without having to move to hand size. Deal means we can whisper without having to move to hand size. He's not really doing a whole lot, but opponent's not doing a whole lot either. I love Dirtle Mirrors. They're my favorite. Dude, it's loading. You know how loading screens work. Crowbones, sure. Oh, this card could also give Spell Shield, by the way, if you ever need to protect something inside of combat. Just for reference. On resource on top for now. The way I sequence my resources, I don't have Runebind up this turn, which is kind of bad. I probably didn't need Runebind up the previous turn, so yeah. Riddle Hopper with the 13-month resubscription, over a year. Welcome to the Raichu Sub Club. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Yeah, 10 out of 10 should have left Runebind up, because if I could have Runebound this, I could have then sculpted my Seeker to get rid of the rune next turn. It's Crowbones. Set this for a non-resource to start here. Sculpting. All right. I'll loot. See what we get. Not in the market for another resource. Let's try and sculpt my witch. A little loose into an interactive resource, but is what it is. We're kind of behind, so I kind of need to catch up. To give Sorcerous Sculpting -2 cost in my hand. Yeah, theoretically, there's a few different ways you can make Sorcerous Sculpting free and make Crowbones combo. You can also do it with Mind Call and Cyclone Shaper. A few different ways to reduce costs. The goal of this deck is to like just play the combo and not be all in on it. Like, we're at our core, this is like a deck to abuse Eternal Seeker, not a deck to like combo with Crowbones. What? You just want to reanimate this? Oh, they're just voiding the forwards anyway, so they're trying for the free 2-pointer. I like it. We know 2 of the cards in their hand are resources because it did the little bump back and forth there. Well, I'm going to start by hitting Change Course next turn, because if we hit a Mordrom's Gift, we can bring the Seeker back from our bin with a Runebind up. As written, it should do the resource dance. If you noticed in the article that they posted on the website, they're changing the templating and how runes work slightly, so that won't happen in the future. But as written, what just happened is technically correct. Because the way runes are worded, and the way Hex tracks cards through zones. So even though this card went from in play as a rune to the chain as a seeker to in play as a seeker, it still reverted itself and put itself back onto the chain because it was told to do that twice, that 2 resources enter Nephilim's hand. And the rune trigger doesn't discriminate if this is a rune currently or where it is, because it just knows this instance of this card is the same regardless of where it's at or what it looks like. What is a Hoog? That sounds like a loaded question. So they have 1 resource, then 2 cards we don't know. Change course to start. Confirm Mordrom's gift. Ding, ding, ding. Ask me what it's like sometime, chat. Do the little 7, right? Do the little Seeker Slapperoo here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put a non-resource on top of my deck. Horton, here's a Hoog. Crazy 2-year-old screeching in wet death. I feel like I need to write this book now, Burgle. You've given me something to do, something to look forward to and try. Sorcerous Sculpting might have been right. Yeah, so I'm gonna Crowbones and pick that Sculpting back up probably. And then I can attack with both of these and take this Waylay up to 3. Crowbones of their own for no value. Yep, deal. Well, that's really good. So make this Sculpting free. Then we'll sculpt my Seeker. Get rid of all the 4s. I just asked, he said it. Nephilim said he's got nothing. I was like, can you let me do the combo to show how it works? Oh, I could have comboed that turn. Oh, yeah, Burgle got it. All right, that's fine. We had infinite right there. Yeah, okay, so this is how the combo works. So once you have a free Sorcerous Sculpting, Crowbones picks the free Sorcerous Sculpting back up. Then you Sorcerous Sculpting your Crowbones. And then your new Crowbones picks the Sorcerous Sculpting back up. And while you do this, you get to generate a bunch of random actions too, because why not? Burgle's right that I could have done this 1 turn sooner, and then you can just do this an arbitrarily large number of times for however many Crowbones you want. Oh geez, when you keep doing it, they keep making more and more actions. Look at all the actions I have. Look at all the actions that are in my hand. Look at all the actions. God bless you. God bless you, Nephilim, letting me have my fun. That's just a grand old time, really. This deck's really sweet. This deck's really sweet. I don't know about all the details are correct, like the reserves are kind of a mess. I don't know about these Blight Knights and the Tribunal Magistrate in the main deck. Like, you might want some more Transmogs in here. Like, I could very reasonably see like doing this, like just putting 2 Transmogs in the main deck, like only having Tribunal Magistrates. Like maybe try this configuration. I think I might give this a go. At any rate, I think that's going to go ahead and wrap us